Okay, first off I want to say, I really want to like this game. It's got a lot going for it, but it's just missing some shit. Namely, difficulty's ungoddamn fair. But, anyway, I'm going to give you some strategies and tips that'll help make it a bit more fair. First off, your starting mercs is a very important choice. A couple strategies I like to go with. One is a 3-man start. You get 3 mercs. Bull is a good choice for this. The guy does ridiculous damage in melee while being nearly immortal to enemy melee. He'll be one-shotting people up to mid-game. Another key player into this is Grunty. He's the Aryan bastard there in the mid. The guy's got some very good shooting stats, but not really much else. Still, he's a good pick, and you take him, you open up Igor, who can be a good 3rd man. Unfortunately, he doesn't really bring much to the table like Grunty doesn't. So, you know, you gotta consider that. After that, you probably want to pick a doctor. Good choices, well, your only choices. MD and Fox. Neither of them are very good. Fox in particular has some dissonance there because she got submachine gun expert. You don't want her in CQC. You can also go with the 2-man start. For that I like Thor and Wolf. My favorite strat is to go with Raven. You can only buy her, only her, because she's so expensive, but her marksmanship and stealth are through the roof. She can basically hit anyone while being near undetectable. She's just all around powerful if you want to use her. Now, another addition to the 2-man strat you can use is Sidney. Sidney is like Raven Light. It's only slightly less stats, but you can also afford someone else. He's also got some great voice acting, probably the best in the game, which isn't saying much. With Sidney, or in the other 2-man team like I was talking about, Wolf is great. He works as a good pseudo mechanic with his decent mechanical skills, and he's probably the best shotgunner in the game. Thor got some great medical stuff, works as a good pseudo medic, but not as good as the other ones, but he's decent, so go for it if you want it. Okay, so I kind of wanted to show some effective strategy here.
I hear you.
But I do screw up a bit. But I will tell you, this is a very effective strategy. Basically, with a shotgunner, you keep them in run stance at all times. Why? Because if you put them in any other stance, they'll stop to aim, and this will slow down their fire by a lot. And they always have their maximum accuracy when firing from the hip. Especially someone with gunslinger perk like Wolf. Which just makes it very effective here.
What did I hear?
I do screw up here pretty bad though, because he runs up on a guy with a machete. And melee in this game is really overpowered.
Roger that.
So what proceeds is I basically have Wolf run around in circles while Thor fails to shoot him for a while.
Roger that.
Eventually they do kill him. And then they go to fight the second enemy who, surprise surprise, has an axe. So another melee, some more running around. It doesn't go very well for me for a little bit.
Consider it done.
But, like I said, when you got 2 people here and one's a medic, you've got some room to fall back on, as opposed to when you're going solo with Raven, who, although she's very elite, she takes any damage, she's keeping it till the end of the level, and that's kind of a pain. Anyway,
what to do now?
As I said, I get Wolf healed up, and
we
go on to fight some more bad guys, who unfortunately are also armed with an axe.
I knew they'd show up sooner or later.
It really is kind of weird how the shotgun is beaten by melee weapons.
Got it?
You would think shotgun would be like the exact counter to melee weapons.
Roger that.
But it really isn't.
What next?
Then again, melee is really powerful in this game. Far too powerful. Like when you get to late game and there's guards who are wearing like full Kevlar, bulletproof armor and shit, and they're using an axe. You're really screwed when that happens. It's just like you're kind of guaranteed to have at least 1 or 2 of your guys.
Enemy!
Yep, another guy with an axe. But this guy, we actually have some distance between us, so he goes down easy.
Lovely.
I just love the shotgun effects in this game. It's so satisfying. It's one of the things that does make it, you know, worth playing, even though it's very crippled in its current state.
Consider it done.
Alright, this time I got Wolf positioned very strategically. And I got Thor here, he's going to go lower those guys out, but, you know,
what next?
The AI kind of cheats. I know if Wolf is right there, so he's not really going to go past.
We've got unfriendlies.
Luckily, the other guy, his AI goes full on retard and overrides it. But, you know, pathing error.
I knew they'd show up.
Yep, walks out in front of Wolf, and Wolf's 0.3 reaction time.
I have confirmed opposition activity in the area.
Got it. 1 second aiming. Speaking of which, aiming in this game is pretty ridiculous. This guy is just going to sit there for a while, unfortunately. dick like that.
Chamber.
And Thor is just gonna waste all of his ammo. Following that little bit of combat,
Follow
I
the
decided to
Vex.
send Thor over here, as Wolf is now just chilling. And Thor isn't too useful since he's
Roger that.
exhausted all of his ammo. Oh no, no ammo. What am I gonna do? Well, luckily, right inside this room, there's a weapons locker. What's inside that weapons
What
locker?
have we got here?
Well, it's something. It's a shotgun. Not too useful for Thor, but hey,
Roger that.
it's a gun, right? And you get it for free. Right over here, if Thor didn't already have a silencer, you can get yourself a silencer. Of course, even if you don't want to use it, it's $650 you can get. Well, 630.
Okay.
Close enough. Anyway, moving on down here. Inside this building, you know, you go in here. Unfortunately, there's nothing inside these lockers right there. You know, I was kind of hoping for
Okay.
AK-47 or something. But right over here,
I copy.
well, I move it a
What
little
have we
bit too
got
far.
here?
Right
Got
there.
it.
You've got a full-on uniform and some light armor. There's also an exotic lesbian magazine. This building right here is particularly useful as well. Behind a locked door, the key, of course, is inside the building itself, in that little area I just showed. Got a USP-45, 10 bullets, a beret, and a uniform. This building over here also has some goodies, because this map is pretty generous. You get 3 syringes, which are very good for any kind of medic with low medical stats like Thor. Now back to over here, I've got some
Let's
stuff
get
my
him.
mechanic can do.
Consider it done.
Let's examine right here to get... Oh, sorry, wrong spot. Okay.
Consider it done.
Well, over here anyway,
Consider it done.
we've got a locksmithing kit. Why is that going to come in handy? Well, you'll see. You see, he's a mechanic, which means he can actually make use of a locksmithing kit if I don't have a key.
Roger that.
And, well, we've got a locked door right here, as you'll see. Yep.
Locked.
But
I hear
luckily,
ya.
with some quick work, he can break through it and access a little bit of goodies on the other side.
That's wrapped
It's just
up.
weapon oil, but hey, every little bit helps, especially
On
for
my
a
way.
mechanic.
What's this?
Squad
Now,
has
after taking
arrived
over
at
the
target
airfield, your first
destination.
mission, I proceed southward, past Drassen, the second area you're supposed to take over, and go to a place called the Water Pump, which is supposed to be the 4th or 5th location you're meant to take over. Once I get here, I stop just a little bit north of where the actual water pump is. On the world map, you can see a fairly large shack there. Now, I enter from there, that way it'll put me right next to it, and I won't have to deal with any of those pesky guards.
Awaiting orders.
And order my men to proceed to the back of it.
On my way.
It doesn't look like much. In fact, it looks like a hunk of junk. But once you
Roger
get over
that.
there, you'll find a little hidden gem. Pun, of course, intended.
What have we got here? Hmm?
Once you have one of your men looted,
Yeah,
you'll find
good.
that it has 5 diamonds, called Oswald's diamonds. These, of course, sell for 9,000 each, which gives you a very nice start. As you can see on the world map there, if you missed where I was at, just directly north of the water pump, which is, of course, directly south of the airport. Putting this in fast here, just so you can see just how easy it is to make all this money. It's important to know that you will not be able to sell them all at one location, at least not early
Squad
on.
has arrived at target
So
destination.
I have them enter here at the airfield, and I'm gonna make me an easy 18 grand here, which I can put towards either another mercenary, some advanced armor, better weapons. It's your choice. It's 18,000. There's a lot you can spend money in this game. Fortunately, it really doesn't give you enough on its own, so hey, problem solved, I guess. Now, if you're concerned that you might be missing out on a quest later, I have yet to find this. Seriously, I've met a guy named Oswald. I tried giving him the diamonds. He had no interest in them. He did send me on like 2 other missions, but they didn't appear to be too important. So, as far as I'm concerned, whatever it could give you
Okay.
can't be as useful as an early 45 grand. So, go ahead and sell them. If you're wondering what I did right there, shift
Got
click
it.
separates items. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, good.